everybody. This is Miss Margaret from the Chattanooga Public Library, and today is Preschool Storytime, and it's for children 3 to 5-year-olds. But if you're younger or older, come on in with your brother or sisters or your dog or your cat. I don't care. Come on in. We're going to talk about bedtime today, and going to bed and going to sleep or going to a sleepover at your granny's. Fun books about that. Does that sound like good? Does it sound like fun? Okay. The first one is Fred and the Bedtime Elephants. And it's a new book. It's by Caroline Crowe, and it's put out by Albert Whitman and Company. Fred and the Bedtime Elephants. I wonder, it's about bedtime, that's all I know. Look at all the pretty elephants. Okay, here we go. Watch out. Now, at bedtime, Fred was wide awake. He sighed, "I just can't sleep." So Mommy tucked him in and said, "The trick is counting sheep." But sheep, Fred thought, are boring, as he tossed and turned in bed. So he closed his eyes and started counting elephants instead. The first one had a pirate hat, an eye patch, and a sword. He was hunting round the toy box for his pirate treasure hoard. Arr! The second one had a cape on and some superhero tights. He was flying round Fred's ceiling, trying not to hit the lights. Ooh! Counting elephants. Then Fred heard lots of splashing from behind the bathroom door. More elephants in the bathtub, blowing bubbles on the floor. Oh! 3 more were on the landing, doing clever circus tricks. They were balanced on a beach ball, juggling colorful toy bricks. Ooh. One wearing a pink tutu did a spin across the floor, but she slipped on a banana and got wedged inside the door. Yow. Fred tried and tried to count them, but the number grew and grew. One flew past him on her scooter, or maybe there were 2. Elephants were everywhere. They turned the TV on. One was gobbling ice cream, and the cookies were all gone. On the stairs, a marching band was climbing 2 by 2 when the leader lost his footing with a trumpeting "Achoo!" He crashed into the next one, and the house began to shake as they rumbled and they tumbled like an elephant earthquake. And I bet that is loud. Their trunks were in a tangle. Legs were waving in the air. He'd never count how many were all jumbled up in there. "Enough," cried Fred. "You have to go." He opened the front door. Then he crashed a pair of cymbals that was lying on the floor. The elephants ignored him. They were having too much fun. Fred was out of good ideas, but then he had a sneaky one. "Pack your trunks, be quick," he said. "Look over there, a mouse." The elephants skedaddled. They weren't staying in this house. They're scared of mice. "Phew," Fred yawned. He closed his eyes and drifted off to sleep. Those elephants were trouble. I'll just stick to counting sheep. And there the sheep up in the air. Ooh, those elephants were just a mess, weren't they? Did you like that? I hope you did. My next one is, I've read Grumpy Monkey, and I like him. And this is the newest. Just got it yesterday. And it's Grumpy Monkey Up All Night. He stayed up all night. It's by Suzanne Lang. And it's put out by, let Miss Margaret see. You have to look a certain place. Random House. Random House. You remember Grumpy Monkey and his big buddy that lives next door? Remember him? Yeah. Early in the evening, just about supper time, Norman heard a whole lot of whooping and hollering next door. That's asked Norman. What's the ruckus? Norman asked his neighbor, Jim Pansy. I'm so excited, Jim exclaimed. I'm going to a sleepover at my parents' house. My whole family will be there. Mom, Dad, and my big sisters, Ann and Nan. Look at your mom and dad. Looks like him. Remember, he's kind of grumpy. Who's that? Asked Norman. Oh, yeah, my little brother, Tim, grumbled Jim. But never mind, it'll still be fun. Sleepovers are a good time, Norman agreed. Jim talked about all the great things he would do. First, we'll go termite fishing, and next we'll tell scary stories, and then we'll have a midnight feast and wash it down with some jungle punch. I wouldn't drink punch too close to bedtime, Norman advised. Bedtime, exclaimed Jim. Nobody sleeps at a sleepover. We're going to stay up all night. Sounds fun, said Norman. Mind if I tag along? A little later, they arrived at the tree where Jim's parents lived. It's my little grumpy monkey, Jim's mom cried as she gave him a hug. I'm so happy to see you. Mom, moaned Jim, I'm not little, and I'm not a monkey. I'm an ape. Jim's mom smiled and ruffled his fur. But you sure are grumpy, she said. No, I'm not, Jim scowled. I like your mom, said Norman. No fair, you didn't say we could bring a friend, said a voice coming down the path. Who's that? Asked Norman. Tim, exclaimed Jim's family. I thought you said he was your little brother. See, there's Jim and there's Tim, said Norman. I had a growth spurt, said Tim. What should we do first? Asked Jim's mom. Everyone answered at once. Termite fishing, pick fleas off each other, bob for mangoes. I know, said Tim. Measure each other to see who's tallest. Maybe our guests should choose, suggested Jim's dad, turning to Norman. It's a tough decision, said Norman. It all sounds fun. Don't worry, said Ann. There'll be plenty of time to do everything because we're going to stay up all night, cheered Jim and his siblings. Well, I don't know, said Jim's mom. Staying up all night could make for some very grumpy monkeys. And then the games began. Termite fishing, flea picking, bobbing for mangoes, scary stories. It was a dark and stormy night, said Jim. Tim trembled. Your brother's scared, said Jim's mom. Why not tell a happy story instead? Midnight feast. Hey, you have to share the jungle punch, but you didn't share the bananas. Brothers are fussing. Stay up all night. It's really dark, said Tim, looking around. Because it's night, snapped Jim. Are you grumpy? Asked Tim. No, said Jim. Just then they heard a noise. Rah! Thunder, shouted Tim, and his eyes went wide. Oh, no, now it's dark and stormy. Don't worry, said Jim. It's just Norman snoring. He does lots of funny snores. Sometimes it sounds like rah, and sometimes it sounds like pew, pew, pew. Tim laughed. Other times it's like hi-wee, hi-wee. Jim and Tim laughed and laughed all night long. Shoo! As the sun came up, Tim fell asleep. Good idea, little brother, said Jim as he tucked Tim and lay down. But just as he was about to close his eyes, good morning, my monkeys, said Jim's mom. Mom, shouted Jim, we're not monkeys, we're apes. I prefer gorilla, but yeah, ape will work, said Norman. Oh, Jim, I told you staying up all night would make you grumpy, said Jim's mom, ruffling his fur. I'm not. You'll always be my grumpy monkey, whispered Jim's mom. He was going to say, I'm not grumpy, but he fell asleep. He was grumpy. I like that. But Norman's still my favorite, his big friend. Okay, one more. This is one of my favorite books. I've been reading this for 20 years. And it's fun. It's called What? Cried Granny, an almost bedtime story. Have you ever heard this one, Miss Brooke?
Nope.
Oh, it's a good one. By Kate Lum. And it's put out by Dial Books. And it's been out a long time, at least 20 years. 1999. What? Cried Granny. Once upon a time, there was a boy named Patrick who was having his first sleepover at his granny's house. As the sun began to set, Granny said, "Patrick, dear boy, it will be dark soon. Time to get ready for bed." "But Granny," said Patrick, "I don't have a bed here." "What?" cried Granny. She ran out to her yard where some tall trees were growing and chopped one down. She carried it to her workroom, opened her toolbox, and made Patrick a fine bed. Then she painted it a restful shade of blue, put a comfy red mattress on it, and took it to the bedroom. "There you are, my dear boy," said Granny. "Now climb into bed, lay your head on the pillow, and sail off to dreamland." "But Granny," said Patrick, "I don't have a pillow here." And Granny said, "What?" She ran out to her hen house, woke up the chickens, and collected a big batch of feathers. She took them to her sewing room where she made a bag out of cloth. Then she stuffed it with the feathers, sewed it up neatly, and gave it to Patrick. "There you are, dear boy," said Granny. "Now climb into bed, put your head on the pillow, tuck the blanket under your chin, and I'll kiss you good night." "But Granny," said Patrick, "I don't have a blanket here." "What?" cried Granny. She ran outside, headed for the hills, where a flock of fat sheep were snoozing. She sheared off some of their wool and ran right back home. Wow, she can do a lot. She took the wool to her basement, spun it into yarn, knitted a fuzzy warm blanket, and dyed it the prettiest shade of twilight purple. When it was dry, she carried it upstairs and spread it on the bed. "Now, dear boy," said Granny, "climb into bed, lay your head on the pillow, tuck the blanket under your chin, give your teddy bear a hug, and turn out the light." "But Granny," said Patrick, "I don't have a teddy bear here." Oh, that Granny. "What?" cried Granny. She grabbed her emergency sewing kit, tore down the living room curtains, cut, sewed, stuffed, added button eyes and a red ribbon, and made a teddy bear for Patrick, a big one. "Now, Patrick," cried Granny, "climb into bed, lay your head on the pillow, tuck the blanket under your chin, give your teddy bear a hug, and go to sleep." "But Granny," said Patrick, "it's morning." "What?" cried Granny. The end. This is a flannel board about nighttime, and it's actually, these are clouds. Let's talk about the colors. Are you ready? Blue and red and green and purple and pink. And we're going to look for a moon underneath there. Are you ready? Little moon, hiding in the sky. Is that you behind the red cloud I spy? No. Little moon, hiding in the sky. Are you behind the blue cloud I spy? I think he is. I really do. No. Little moon, hiding in the sky. Are you under the purple cloud I spy? Purple. Yeah. What? No. Little cloud, where are you? Are you under the green cloud? Yoo-hoo! Are you ready? Yay! I tricked you. You thought it was going to be the last one I did, but I tricked you. Let's see if there's one underneath here. Nope. I'm not that smart. Okay. Bye, everybody. Have a great day. Read a good bedtime book. See you later.